Welcome back everyone to episode 4 of Kraken of the Week. This week we have a community submission from Alf Kenobi driving the Tier 4 Premium Giulio Cesare, and this is such a fun game and a fun ship to play. If you have the spare doubloons, I absolutely recommend picking up this ship. It's really a blast to go out and have a couple Tier 4, Tier 5 matches in it. We have a game of Capture the Base on New Dawn. Here you can see that Kenobi is playing in a full div, and I think that's a real treat. It's kind of rare to get a Kraken in the div. Normally if you're playing with friends like that, it's going to be hard because normally your friends are going to be just as good as you, and kills are going to be a little bit tougher to come by. But this is an absolute dominating performance, not only by Alf Kenobi but also by the entire div. We'll see as we go through here. So starting out, they got this center spawn point, going ahead and pushing off towards the west here. We see the Congo pop up and switching back and forth between the Gusiano and the Congo, trying to decide which one to shoot here. We also have another battleship way out here, really pushed up. But that battleship got a little too aggressive. You can see he goes down there. So now switching back to the Congo, we have our friend in the Kamikaze smoking up there. Got a decent amount of torpedoes heading in, but we're going to go ahead and fire off that front set of guns, and we're going to see the Congo just absolutely eat it. Looks like he caught 5 of those 6 torps. Not enough to dev strike him, but our shell does catch him there and get the first kill. Immediately we see the Furitaka pop up and go ahead and point the nose in towards him. It is important to note that those Japanese cruisers, they have some long-range torpedoes. A little bit odd on the angle. They can absolutely be devastating if you forget about them. So only have the front 2 guns pointed. We're trying to get those back 2 swung around. While we were doing this, we did see one of our div mates get a kill as well. So far, strong start for the team. Alf Kenobi, realizing he's pushing him probably a little bit too far into enemy territory, goes ahead, turns around. Exposing the broadside to this cruiser isn't going to be too much of a risk at this point. Going to get those back guns on the Furitaka and absolutely punish him with that shot. Gets 1 Citadel, 2 overpins. Go ahead, get the front guns out and get the devastating strike for kill number 2. So now, early on in the game, not even 4 minutes in, enemy team's down 4 ships to only 1 ship down on the friendly team. And now we want to go back in, support our team in the middle. You can see that the western flank of the enemy team is all but gone. There, our friendly Kamikaze also comes up with the kill, and so far the div is just absolutely cleaning up the enemy team. A truly dominant performance. The Farragut pops up. We want to try to always kill the destroyer as quickly as possible. He does a great job of turning out, but it looks like he's going to have his hands full there with enough enemy ships. He's probably going to go down quickly. So we're going to switch our attention up to the Marblehead. Just kind of always keeping the head on the swivel, looking around, see if there's any other ships that we need to be paying attention to, worried about catching broadside shots from other battleships, or just we need to be on the lookout for some torpedoes. Marblehead does take some interest in Kenobi here, gets the plane up, so he's in a great position right now. He's behind the island, has the plane, so he can spot us while we cannot spot him. Go ahead and push up into him. While the Marblehead does have some torpedoes, overall it is extremely fragile. Basically an Omaha, and what you see here is that armor just cannot hold up. Good for 1 Citadel hit and another overpin, and a completely broadside Marblehead is just asking to be sent back to port. And honestly, at this point, looking at where his enemy team is, I don't disagree. But as you can see here, Kenobi has 2 kills. There's only 3 kills left, so he's going to have to do some work. Go ahead, get the Marblehead for kill number 3, and now there's 2 ships left. Only 2 ships to get this Kraken, so it's going to be a awesome finish. And going to be really a race against the clock. As you can see, our team's pushing in, getting real close to the enemy base. So it's going to be a pretty much a race to see which happens first, the capture or the kills. Here the enemy Königsberg trying to get some cover behind the island here. And that island is going to be just enough, and the shells are just going to be just a little too much dispersion to really get the kill here. But 5 overpins, just a couple feet shorter or longer, those could be Citadel shots and a complete kill. Unfortunately, RNG was not feeling very generous for that salvo. Go ahead, get all 4 guns back on target. Continuing to shoot AP at this point, no reason to switch over to HE. And unfortunately, not enough. 3 more overpins. So we're at 8 overpins on this ship now. Not enough to finish them off. And now the Kraken's feeling a little questionable. Our enemy, or our friendly team, has entered the base. So now we have at most 3 minutes, but most likely as soon as we get 2 ships in there, we're only going to have about 1.5 to 2 minutes to get these last 2 kills. Königsberg continue to kite away, trying to do as much damage as they can. Unfortunately, when you have this much health, all it takes is 1 shell hitting. Does manage to bounce 2 of them and somehow keep the ship afloat. Like, this is absolutely incredible. Unlucky for the friendly team, unlucky for Kenobi so far, and Königsberg just doing a great job of surviving. Using this island as a little bit of cover, but unfortunately for him, he does not drop spot. Gonna lob some shells right over the island, and all it takes is 1 making contact for kill number 4. Now, real impressive so far, only 26 hits, 4 kills, 3 Citadels, and 49,000 damage done so far. And now we just gotta focus down on this Texas. Texas does wipe out the 1 other ship on the eastern flank, the Hawkins. And now you can take a look there. Our team's about to capture the base, and this is some amazing awareness by his div mates. They realize he has 4 kills, so the kamikaze goes ahead, backs out of the base. That takes a decent amount of the progress made on capturing it, and honestly, this is just such a fun move by the div mates. They're realizing, hey, we have an opportunity for our teammate to get a Kraken here. Let's go ahead and see what they can do. We do have a battleship that is still in there capturing. So what's going to happen now is that battleship can continue to go ahead and help capture, but if it gets too close and Kenobi doesn't have enough time to get the kill, he can go ahead and leave the cap as well, and once again set back the progression on the capture. So at this point, Alf Kenobi has to chase down the Texas. Fortunately for him, the Italian battleships are extremely fast, especially for this tier. So that's going to give him quite the advantage to really close the distance on the Texas here. As you can see, once again, the progression on the capture getting awfully close. Friendly battleship throwing Kenobi a bone, rolling out of the cap. And that's going to take back the progression quite a bit. In the meantime, Texas comes in fully broadside and just gets rocked for 27,000 HP there. Truly a great shot, and then this makes the kill possible, getting that first shot in there. Keeping all 4 guns pointed at the Texas, but still slightly angled. Reload time on the Giulio Cesare is much better than the Texas. Here gets another salvo off, all but kills him. We do see the friendly shells flying overhead. Fortunately, none of them take the kill, and Alf Kenobi is able to finish off the Texas with 1 last salvo, as the Texas does start to turn away and try to angle at the last moment, but at this point it is way too late. And just in the nick of time, right before the capture, the kill comes in, and a great Kraken. High caliber all at the same moment. You'll take a look here at the scoreboard. Phenomenal performance, not only by Alf Kenobi, but by the entire div, coming up with 8 kills. If this is your first time taking a look at this video or the channel, please consider hitting subscribe. We'll have a lot more videos coming at you. If you have your own gameplay that you would like to submit for Kraken of the Week, follow the Google form below in the description, and we might be featuring you in next week's video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.